Daylight wall stands forever. No other wall stands against it. Bring them down.
Today we'll be reviewing a Land Raider Spartan. And I want to do this because I really like this model. It looks superb in my opinion, and I want to give my impressions about it while building. Let's go through some pros first. It's big, and I really like it that it's big. It beats, what are they called? Normal tanks in 40k in size, like easily, and that's good. Another pro is, well, of course everybody knows made by Games Workshop, and it's gonna look good. It can't not look good. That's the whole thing. Let's go through something else that I like very much, is the fact that it has its opening here, which I found a little bit strange. Like, the units are supposed to come out of here, which is strange because I'm used to the rhinos from 40k being able to, come out the back. But the front entrance is a little... I like it, but I'm not sure how practical it is. But it's 40k, it's Horus Heresy's Warhammer. It's the rule of cool in this case, so that works. A big con that I had with it, and I think it's also a pro in some way, is that it comes on many sprues. There's a bunch of plastic involved with making this beauty. Like, everything, even this comes in so many pieces, it's kind of hard. It's hard to put them together, and I think that's one thing. I think the biggest con for this is that as a model for new people, it's gonna be hard. Like, it took me this 2 hours with breaks between to get it into this way of being, and it gets interesting and confusing thanks to the numbers of sprues involved and tiny pieces and bits that have to go in it. For example, this hatchet here had what's it called? A gunner, and I think it had Mark II armor, but I didn't put the gunner because I used the armor for a breacher, so that's good. Again, it's hard if you're new and you're a beginner to this. It's an interesting model, but it's gonna take you some time, and you need to have patience with it. Because if you don't have patience, you're not going to get that far with this one. Okay, I'm being honest. You need a lot of it to do it. Because it is time consuming. I didn't put the doors in for a reason. I'm thinking about buying some heresy doors, I think. Or something to put there. So it doesn't look like that. Or it doesn't look as plain as its normal doors. The options on it are, I would say, pretty interesting. Remember, this comes from the Age of Darkness box that you can see right here. It's standing on. So it's a little bit more beginner friendly with its loadout. You don't really have that much things to pick from, and it works out of the box, should I say. But despite that, they might encounter some problems along the way. First of all, the most important one is what I want to get here. This here, I've mounted 2 heavy flamers on it. But you have to be careful and follow the instructions properly. I would have thought that, because it becomes harder for them to go in if you're not, how do you say it? If you're not careful. Now, from the instructions, I think they recommended the guns to be added once you had this part already made. But that makes positioning these weapons here a little bit harder. And because of that, you might encounter some problems. What I would recommend is that the moment you assemble this part, you already have the gun stuck to the inner circle out in there, if you can see it. It's better, it's efficient, and I think it will help with that problem a lot. Now, the main haul of this beauty is, how should I say it? It's gonna be a little bit difficult to make in the beginning, because it doesn't have the normal rhino things of building it, because as you can see, it's longer, it's properly long. You're gonna have to work a little on it, because there are some parts there that you will really wonder how do they fit. I think the manual does a good job explaining some of it, but I think other parts from it are iffy. Now, the model is beautiful in itself when you look at it. It's gorgeous. I like it so much. The cons are there, but I would really recommend this. You do this when you have some spare time. Of course, that's when we all do our hobby. But take dedicated time for this one, because I think I made some mistakes with gluing around parts. Like this weapon here moves like this, but I think this one's just stuck in place. Yeah, I glued it out of mistake. Yeah, you have to take your time with this and not be in a rush. I tried to finish the whole Age of Darkness box in like 1 day. And as you can imagine, that was a pretty big endeavor at that point. Because I got it like, I think it was 12 o'clock or something like that. And then I had to do this. So again, you take dedicated time for each unit in the box, but especially for this one. The Space Marines are easy to do, even the Terminators. The Terminators are the most fun, but I'll talk about them later in another video, I hope. This one needs a lot of time and patience for it to really look good, to look even better than what I have here. So be careful with it, take dedicated time, and don't waste, don't waste that much time trying to figure out things by yourself. Follow the manual as best as you can, and again, take good care of this part that are stuck there. I think mine are not even stuck in their proper places where they should be. I don't even think I stuck them the proper way, but what can you do? And if you don't really plan to do anything, I really recommend you put the gunner. If you have any idea that you want to use that armor, which I presume is Mark II, but it also might be some tech armor of Mark VI, I really recommend you put him there. It will help the model with its looks. Again, I don't think I put this right here, but whatever. But putting the gunner there will really help with the aesthetic of it. And let's be honest, it makes it bigger. And in this case, bigger is better. Again, if you don't plan to use the gunner for anything else, put him there. It helps with the aesthetic of the build, and it really makes it look more imposing. Again, be careful with these parts because these rotate, as you can see, like this. Do not glue them like I did on the other side, which is, yeah. Oh well, can't do anything with it. Now, I'm not sure what I'm gonna paint this one, to be honest. It looks good. I still haven't picked a legion for the Horus Heresy, but I'm still there. I'm building the army first and picking a legion later. And that's not gonna be awful, isn't it? What else did I want to say about it? I can reiterate that it looks good and it's amazing. But I think one problem I had was in this thing here, the hull. It comes in 2 parts, and they need to be glued in the back, like from the back in the front, I think. Yes, like this. There is a part here that the manual recommends you stick it to this part right here. But there's a little bit of a problem in that if you stick it too much in here, this part won't reach it. So you won't be able to glue them together in here. I've tried to force things a little, put some glue, some plastic and stuff, and well, I got this. So be careful with the hull. This part is tricky. The threads themselves are pretty nice. You can make them easily. I think I did found a problem with some that they didn't really connect that well at certain points. But I'm gonna be honest, there's enough thread sprues or thread bits there that even if you're missing like a part somewhere, you can find something to compensate it, which is good. I think there was also oh yeah, I forgot to show something. You know, I talked about this part, which I really liked. Oh, stay there. It not only opens like this, but it also opens like this. And you can have a better look in the inside. Now, normally I would also recommend you paint the inside here. Like, paint it. Don't waste time to try and paint it now on the inside. It's harder to paint it like this, as you can imagine. It's better if you just do it beforehand and everything's better like that. Yeah, in the end, I just want to say it's a good model, and I'm not sure I would recommend it that much if you're new. But if you're new and you really want to do this, take your time. Don't worry about it. The model looks good. You're going to be able to do it at some points. Follow the manual. Be creative at some point. Can't really stress that one out. And be careful with it. I really like it as a review, and I would recommend you get it. This is the plastic variant, by the way. I think there's also a resin variant from Forge World, but you know, That's more expensive, and I think the Age of Darkness box is more bang for your buck, shall I say. So again, wholly recommend it. Put some time apart when you're doing this one. It's just for him. He needs all the special time he can get. Treat it with love and with care, and you will have a model that is superb in nature and it's immense in size.